Well, now I'm going to discuss about the Terraform providers. Previously, we have discussed a lot of things like why the Terraform and how it is a efficient way of creating an infrastructure, why it is a API code. Now I'm going to discuss about how to implement that. Before going to that, you need to just go into the Terraform provider section where you will get a lot of cloud providers that are supported by the Terraform, like the AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and the Kubernetes, Alibaba Cloud, and the Oracle Cloud. If you are building any of your application out of this scope, then you might suffer because those are not supported by the Terraform. You need to use any other thing for doing those things. Like for example, you have the Ansible, you have the Shell, you have the Python, which we have discussed previously. You need to learn the proper coding to implement those all things. As of now, we can use these providers to create our infrastructure. Okay, now before going to that, I just need to come over here in the GitHub. See, a lot of a resource you have to download for running the Terraform. Better for going that, you can go for the code spaces from the GitHub. It is just like a VS Code where you can able to install a lot of things for running your Terraform application. You can also go for the project IDX, but recommended is this one because it is too fast compared to the project IDX. First of all, before going to that, you need to create a repository on your account for going to this. I had just created a Terraform repository, and after that you need to go into the code section, and over here you need to create a new code spaces. Because I already created one, I just go through it because creating multiple things will make the things messy. Therefore I just go with the previous one what I created. I just click over here, and uh, after coming to this one, you just need to install some of the dependency, because Terraform is not installed in your system. To deal with AWS, you need to have the access key for dealing with it. Therefore access key is also not there. For that purpose, you need to install those all things. To do so, you can just click on this greater than sign mark, and you need to go over here, the code spaces, add dev containers. Once you click over there, you need to modify your configuration, and over there they will provide everything whatever you require. Over there you need to provide the Terraform. Just click over there Terraform. It's gonna give you the Terraform TF lint and TF front dev container. You just need to click over here, say okay, and keep defaults. And after that, it has successfully added the Terraform. And after that, I need to configure my AWS account into this particular thing. We can able to do so using the access keys. Therefore I just click over here, greater than, and code spaces, and modify the active configuration. And over here I can mention AWS, and it is a verified one. You just need to click on the verified one, AWS CLI dev containers, and you just need to say okay, and it is gonna add that particular thing into your dev container JSON file. After doing these all things, you can just create a new folder. If you want folder, you can create a folder. If you want to go with directly main file, you can go with it. I just say day 01, and over there, if you want different thing, you can create. You can mention the main.tf file, main.tf file. Okay, it is created. Inside the main.terraform file, we're gonna use everything our code. As you know, it is written with a HashiCorp cooperation language, HCL. It is too easy, it's not that complicated, but writing a code, remembering this is not recommended. You can go with official Terraform page to go get those all the things, the required resources, how to write those all things. Okay, here I just need to go inside the terminal, and I just need to go in the Terraform 01. Okay, sorry, cd day 01. It's added. Now you need to type the Terraform and just check the version whether it is installed or not. As you can have a look over here, build executions. okay, I tapped wrongly the things version, and you're gonna get the Terraform version. Just check for the AWS also, AWS version. It has to be installed in your system before going for that particular thing. Once it is done, you just need to go into the instance, like your account, your AWS account. You just go over there. You can go into the security credentials. Once you go into the security credentials, you will be having the access key over here. These are the access key. I just created one previously. I just deleted, because once your access keys are exposed to others, if someone get access to these things, then it is vulnerable, because they can do anything with your account. First you need to deactivate it, and once it is deactivated, you just need to paste that thing and delete. Okay, now I will create a fresh one, create the access key. I understood, once it is done, create an access key. You have the access key and you have the secret key. You just need to come over here. You just need to mention AWS configure, because you are dealing with the infrastructure that is inside the AWS. To connect your Terraform with the AWS, you need to configure your AWS. It is asking me the access key ID. For that purpose, I just paste it over here. Once it is done, we have another thing, like okay, we have the secret access key. The secret access key, okay, we just need to paste it over here. And okay, after that I just have to mention, it is these are things are not required. Once these all things are done, now you're good to go with it. Okay, once it is done, what needs to be done? Okay, I just clear these things. And after this, we need to go into a different folder. Like here we have the providers. Here AWS, you just mentioned the AWS, Terraform providers, AWS. You will get what all things we can use to create the create our providers. You can provide the resources, and you can do a lot of things via this registry. Here they have provided creating some VPC. The VPC using which we have already discussed, the creating a virtual private network, and we can provide the version and everything. You need to come over here, copy this particular thing, go over there. You need to paste it over here. This is US East one default. We are also using the US East one only, and because here you can see it is US East one. And once it is done, I'll just come back, and over here I just need to save this particular thing. Once it is saved, what need to be done? First thing, you need to just initialize your function, the Terraform. Once Terraform is initialized, then only you can able to go for further things like creating EC2, creating everything. And once it is done, you can use the Terraform plan. What is exactly the difference between a plan and apply? See, plan will provide the set of things what you are going to create. Okay, you are creating this particular thing, this is what is gonna happen. It just give you a roadmap of whatever things are getting created. It won't create anything. Once you apply the Terraform apply, then only everything is gonna created. See, it is providing everything, one added, whatever things it is going to create. It mentions those all things over here. Once it is done, you just need to go over there and you need to apply. Once the Terraform apply is done, then your Terraform will start calling the API of the AWS and start pinging everything. Once it is done, see, your VPC is successfully created, the virtual private cloud. We have successfully created that one. Okay, where to check check that? You just need to go into the VPC section, and you need to click over there. And once you are over there, there is a VPC that you have created will be visible. See, there is a one VPC that we have created. Just need to click over there, and you're successful. See, DHCP option is done, and you have the DNS host name, you have the main route table, and you have CIDRs, you have the flow and tags, and there is something called as a subnets, and under that we have the route tables. Using the route table, we make that subnet public, and inside that we gonna install the EC2 machine. It is a too huge thing, and this is all created. Once these all things are created, see, it's very simple. You just mention the Terraform and the required provider, that is AWS, and it is taking the source code from the official Terraform GitHub, where it is just you need to serve as a Terraform. See, a lot of people are building the career by actually contributing into the open source. You can just check it out, this particular thing. This is a Terraform. You need to mention the GitHub, and see, HashiCorp Terraform. HashiCorp is an organization that is maintaining all your Terraform releases, files, everything. And over here they have mentioned about the Terraform slash AWS. You can just mention slash AWS. You will get the GitHub, HashiCorp Terraform provider, AWS. Here they have written everything. They have written everything using the Go language, and using Groovy framework, and they have checked some of the things, and they have built these things. See, Go is a preferred language in dealing anything in the cloud, and from there it is extracting the source code from that particular GitHub. It is extracting the source code, and they have different version. It is, the version must be greater than or equivalent to 5, and after that it is extracting those source code, and upon that it is executing everything. See, my provider must be AWS from the region US East one, and the resource is AWS VPC what I am going to create. The name is example. We have provided the CIDR block. Under this block there are almost 16 subnet. Each subnet is having around 256 IP addresses. It's a too huge thing, and you have successfully created it. See, AWS, when you're dealing with AWS, deal carefully, because if they give you a bill for using those resources that are not a free tier, then you're gonna go with a bankrupt. Therefore, do it clearly. How? Okay, I have created, just think of it, you have created. As of now it is very simple, and when you're dealing with the projects, you are creating multiple resources, and some resources are not useful and you want to destroy it. So how you gonna do it? You just need to mention Terraform destroy. It's gonna destroy the resources what you have created. Whenever you create anything, there are some of the files that are created along with it, like the state file has a information about all of the resources what you are creating. If I say that you need to create the same thing again and again, it won't create multiple resources. Rather than it will say, one resource is already created, do you want to go again to create that resource? It's gonna ask how. It's gonna refer the state file, because state file has information of whatever all things you have created, and it is gonna escape from that particular thing. Your one resource is destroyed. If I just reload this particular thing, it is not available. VPC is not available. An error occurred when loading the VPC, because the VPC we have already destroyed. And this is how we go with provider block. Here you can mention the provider as Azure. You can go with the Google Cloud. Everything is supported. Here we gone to the provider AWS. If you mention the provider as GCP, it will provide the GCP for that one, Google Cloud and the HashiCorp. And for the Azure, you are having the Azure one. And this is about the providers.